Hey racers, John Racer 3 today, back for another Hot Wheels video. Today we've got the Hot Wheels 2025 N case unboxing, and we're going to see which car in this case is the fastest out of the whole case. Now I know I'm a little bit late when it comes to opening the Hot Wheels N case, but again, these videos aren't really about seeing which new cars are coming out in the cases, because you can go to a ton of other places to find out which cars are actually new. But you guys come to this channel to see which one is the fastest. So that is what we are going to find out today. Now, let's go ahead and unbox this case. But as I do, I just wanted to remind some of the new viewers here that if you are interested in buying any of these cars that you see in this case, I list all of these cars that I don't use up for sale on my Whatnot page. So if you guys wanted to go buy bundles of cars or even individual cars, you can find the link in the description. Go there and then find some cars. I'm doing something a little bit different now, so all of the exotic cars or the nicer cars are now listed individually on my Whatnot, so you can now build your cart and save money on shipping prices when getting all of the cars you want. So if that interests you, go ahead, click the link in my bio, check out my Whatnot. But without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into it and unbox all of these 2024 N case cars. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I will not be looking at the cars that are carryovers from previous cases. So I'll just set those aside, and then I will set the cars that I am going to race over to the right. So let's go ahead and take a look at these first few cars here. We've got a 2016 Ford GT race in green, a 99 Ford F-150 SVT Lightning, and the Vespa. Both the Ford and the Vespa are cars from the previous case, but we got this green Ford GT race. Really love the color on this. The Ford GT race actually has a ton of exotic colors in its releases, so it's cool to see another one of those. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Hero Hata Merc and the Cadillac Project DTP Hypercar, both cars we have seen before in previous cases. But we have this BMW M3 wagon, which is a new for 2024 casting. Take a look at this thing. It's got like nice golden wheels on it. I like the red, black, and white livery. Got the black hood, and it's just a nice looking BMW hatchback. Excited to see that on the track. Maybe it'll be quick. See what else we got. We got a GMC Cyclone. This is a carryover from the previous case. And then we've got a keychain, a Porsche 911 Carrera, looking pretty sick. Actually, I have one of these keychains on my keychains, so that's kind of cool. Might have to replace it. I like the white and blue. Looks pretty neat. Won't be able to race it on the racetrack for obvious reasons, but we'll set it over there. And then we got a 67 Chevy C10. This is a Hot Wheels art car. I love to see the C10 out again. When I first started collecting Hot Wheels, the C10 was a very sought after casting, and it still is to this day. People love their C10. This one's pretty cool. I like the tan accents on it, especially on the wheels. Very cool, Hot Wheels, very cool. See what else we got. We got Rapid Pulse, the Ford Performance Supervan, and the Ram 1500. All three of those cars were carryovers from the last case. Dang, not often we get all three. We've got a Toyota GR86 Cup. That's the Tony Breidinger Toyota. Very nice carryover from last case. A Batman and Robin Batmobile, also a carryover from the last case. But then we have one of the most sought after cars in this case, at least for me, the Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato. This is basically the rally version of the Lamborghini Huracan that Lamborghini introduced, I want to say, a couple years ago. Hot Wheels decided to make it as a casting, and as you can see, it has just those fenders for the wheel wells that look like they're painted for a wide body, which looks kind of gnarly. Looks pretty cool. I'm excited to see how fast it is on the track, especially with those Trap 5 wheels. But good looking casting there. Actually, for this one, I'm gonna complain a little bit and say that the decos on the wheel wells aren't necessarily the best. So not the best looking Lamborghini there. Hopefully we can find another one in the case that has better decos on the sides, but oh well, what can you do? But let's go ahead and continue on. We got the Surfing School Bus and the Proper Chopper. School Bus we've seen before. Proper Chopper is a helicopter that will not be able to race on the track for obvious reasons. And then we have the Hot Wheels 4Track. This thing looks speedy. I think I might as well race this in the case race because it looks really fast. And I like the colors on it. It's like camo, got the yellow on it. I don't think I've ever raced this casting on the track. So let's go ahead and unbox it, give it a whirl. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got three carryovers from the last case. We got Dune Daddy, Batman and Robin Batmobile, and Hot Wheels High. Unfortunate, no new castings in that row there. We've got a Deora 2 and a Dodge Viper. Those bottom cars we've seen before in previous cases, but then we also have the Chevy Chevelle SS in yellow. This is a nice looking yellow. I love the stripes. I love the blower engine on the hood. Looks really cool, and I like the wheels too. I don't think this casting is going to necessarily be super fast, but hey, might as well try it out. See what else we got. We got the Drag Merc, the Ford GT40, and the Donut Drifter. We've seen the Drag Merc and the GT40 before. Both not very fast castings, but we've got the Donut Drifter. This thing looks like it'll be quick. We got the white and pink wheels. Obviously a big fan of the bright colors on this donut car. And I just love the little guy in the middle. I think that's really funny. We're going to go ahead and unbox him and race him in the case race, and he'll probably be pretty quick. He's got a short wheelbase, but he's got a metal wheelbase, which means the car is going to be pretty fast. So very excited to test that guy out there. Next up, we have a DMC DeLorean, and this is actually the regular treasure hunt in the case. I just noticed it. You can see the little flame logo right behind the front wheel there, and you can also see it on the card. That's a very cool looking DeLorean. I love that. These two cars, by the way, the Chevy and the Max Steel, we've seen in previous cases, but cool to see a license casting actually be the treasure hunt from the case. That's pretty cool. Gonna go ahead and unbox that and then race that in the case race. Hopefully it'll be pretty quick. See what else we got in this first row of the case. We got the Performance Supervan, the Ravager, we got the Honda Civic Custom, all cars we have seen before, unfortunately. See what we got here. The last few cars from the first half of the case. We got Deora 2, which we've seen before, obviously. And then we have a car that I've been seeing all over my social media. We got this Nissan Skyline GTR R33 with the Godzilla scheme. This isn't the first time this car has come out with the Godzilla scheme. I have it right here, actually. We've got a white version that came out earlier this year, I believe. This one has some different wheels on it, if you take a look at that. And instead of the red and black, it's like silver and gold, which I think looks really mean. I don't remember how fast this casting is, so we're gonna have to unbox it and find out, but there's the Godzilla GTR. And then we've got Heavy Hitcher. I like Heavy Hitcher just for the fact that it can actually like tow Hot Wheels cars. I mean, you don't get a lot of functionality with tow trucks these days when it comes to diecast, so that's what you love to see. I don't think I'll use this ever, but it is new for the case. And it might be fast, so you know what? Let's go ahead and unbox it. Well, maybe it'll pull out some unheard of speed. But now we got a second half of the case. You thought the case was over? Nope. We've got a whole second half of the case here to unbox. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I just scanned the case as soon as I take off that cover to see if there are any super treasure hunts that grab my eye. Nothing right now though, so we'll just have to wait and find out, I guess. All right, but here we go. Next up, we got a Mazda RX-3 Tune, a Cadillac GTP hypercar, and an '87 Audi Quattro. I believe we haven't seen this Audi yet. We have seen that Cadillac, but let's go ahead and take a look at these two new castings. We got the Mazda RX-3. Love the 3 casting. Love the tuned cars in this case as well. The Mazda RX-3 looks really cool. Gonna be unboxing that for sure. And then we got a new for 2024 '87 Audi Quattro in black. This thing just looks mean. And as you can see, you've got a little bit of a fade on the Audi rings there on the side. That's a pretty cool touch. I like that. Hopefully this thing is like just super fast, like just unbelievable speed coming out of that car. I think that'd be really cool, but there's only one way to find out. We're gonna have to unbox it. See what else we got here. We got Rapid Pulse, which we've seen before, Hover Storm, and a Nissan Wayland 180 SX Type X, which we have seen before as well. We have not seen Hover Storm though. Very funny looking car, just like a hovercraft with wheels basically. It'd be really funny if this casting was just really fast. But honestly, when it comes to fantasy castings, I really like the colors on this thing. The Hot Wheels graphics on the top there look really cool. I like that. And you don't see a lot of brown on Hot Wheels castings these days. So a little bit of a funky brown color there. Ooh, let's see what we got here. We got Small Block looking cool, but that was from the previous case, I think. Or I might be wrong there. I might have to double check to see if we've raced Small Block before. But again, still love that casting. Really neat looking with that roof over and the blower, and it's just like a Pinewood Derby car, basically. I think that might be what they were just going for. Wood toys, yeah, I think that's what they were going for. It was like a Pinewood Derby car, so that looks kind of cool. Don't remember if I've raced it or not. I'll have to check before we do. Next up, we got a Solero GT. This is the main line for the case, so there is a Super Treasure Hunt version of this car. I do not see one in my case at the moment, so that is just another dud when it comes to unboxing these cases and pulling a Super. So unfortunate for the Solero, but hey, maybe it's fast. And then we got a Porsche 911 Rally, or Rally? I don't know how to pronounce that, honestly. I'm just gonna call it the Rally Porsche. This thing looks sick. It's honestly like it's in this case just as competition for the Rally Lamborghini, which I think is pretty cool, and I can see another one in there, so I'll be able to pull out and compare the two Rally cars as well. But this Rally Porsche looks sick. Love the colors, love the blue, and love the little stuff on the top there. That's really nice. Can't wait to unbox that casting. Definitely one of my highlights. See what up. Next up we got here, we got the Piranha, the Corvette, and the Hero Hata Merc. All of these cars we've seen before. Gonna go ahead and put those guys over there. See what else we got in this case. Just keep going through. Surfing School Bus, Dodge Dart, Piranha Terror. We've seen these cars before from the previous case. We've got another Porsche Rally. Love the look of that Porsche. Can't stress that enough. But I only need one of them, unfortunately. We've got another Nissan that we've seen before, and then we've got a 63 Studebaker Champ. This is a very clean casting. I like the little blues and greens on the side there. It says Studebaker on the back with the Hot Wheels logo. The blue and white color scheme on this thing makes me feel like this thing just belongs on a beach in Florida somewhere. But I like the wheels. Looks very cool. New for the case. We'll race it anyways. Next up, we got a 2016 Bugatti Chiron from the previous case. We got a Doom Daddy and another BMW M3 wagon from earlier in the case. That's always cool to see. We got another Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato. This one looks like the decals are actually placed on a little bit better on the sides. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna unbox that one and whoops. I'm gonna unbox that one and put the other one up for sale. Only you guys will know that watching this video, but there you go. And then we got a Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR Liberty Walk and another Ram. Both of these cars were carryovers from the previous case. And again, I loved that tuned car. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights of the case before we even finish the case. We got two Rally supercars that look like they are just made to go head to head. I mean, look at that. Rally Lambo, Rally Porsche. Both look really mean, really fast. So we definitely got to race both of these cars together at some point. See what else we got? We got King Cuda, which is a Hot Wheels art car, another Ravager, and then the Hot Wheels 450F. We've seen this Ravager before. We have not seen this King Cuda, but we've seen a lot of cars in this case with a big blower engine from the hood. This car doesn't even have a hood. We've got the Ace of Hearts. Or is that the King of Hearts? Why is there an A on the front and then a King on the side? Is this supposed to be the and then there's a Jack heart on the back as well. Maybe it's just there's diamonds on the side too. I don't know what identity this car is trying to have, but it's for card games, I guess. I mean, I like the King on the side, but I'm gonna call this the Ace of Hearts car or the King of Hearts car or the Jack of Hearts car because that's what it says on the back there as well. But we're just gonna call this the King Cuda anyways. Red and gold, love gold, obviously, in all the cars. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox it and race it. And now we've got Hot Wheels 450F. We got a bike for all of the bike lovers here. Take a look at this bike. All right, cool. And now we're gonna move on to the next few cars. In this case, we're almost out of cars in this case. That's kind of sad. We got the Sushi Tuner, Ford F-150 SVT Lightning, and small block. And now I'm starting to realize that I don't think I have raced the small block at all. So we're gonna go ahead and just move this guy over to the unbox side of the table to see how fast he'll go, because there you go. I mean, like, small block looks pretty cool, but we've only got a couple more cars left in the case, and a lot of them are duplicates. We got a 67 Ford GT40 Mark IV again with Quick Bite. That is the milk and cookies van from the last few cases that we've seen. At least it feels like the last few cases. And then we got a Porsche 904 Carrera GTS, new for 2024. Take a look at this thing. A very old retro looking Porsche race car. Absolutely stunning. I mean, it looks really good right next to the Ford GT40 as well. So there again is another just matchup that was just destined to be made in this case, which is pretty cool. But we know that this Ford isn't very fast based on the case race from the last case, the 2024 M case. So maybe the Porsche will be able to show up and be a little bit faster than that Ford on the distance track. But there's only one way to find out. And for our last three cars, it's cars we've all seen before. Another Porsche, Batman and Robin Batmobile, and a Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR Liberty Walk tuned car. And that is going to be the end of the 2024 Hot Wheels N case. Very exciting stuff. I'm excited to unbox all of these cars. As you can see, we've got all of the cars picked out to race there on the right side, and cars that we are not going to be racing there picked out on the left side. A lot of cars in this case that are not going to be raced, unfortunately. So that is not the best ratio that we like to see after these case unboxing videos. But regardless, we're going to take all of these cars up here, unbox them, and race them on the distance track. So enough case unboxing. Let's get to the racing. All right, now that the cars are on the track, take a look. We've got 19 cars ready to be unboxed and race on this distance track. Some really beautiful cars here, but I just want to know which one will go the farthest on the distance track. And there have been a couple changes. To start off with, we have a new sponsorship for the ARC from Dude Wipes. Shout out Dude Wipes. If you guys don't have Dude Wipes, you should get them. But now if cars fall off of the ARC, they will just fall right onto the Dude Wipes. And if you guys don't know, the ARC has actually been raised as well. I'm going to go through all of the changes that I made to the distance track here soon in its own video. But since the distance championship hasn't raced on this new turn, I figured I have to show it off now. But we've got a new turn 2 for the distance track that is a lot more banked. So as you can see, cars will be able to carry a lot more speed through this turn, and it'll be a lot better for cars that just don't necessarily make it very well around corners. They should be able to make it around this corner just enough to get to sector 2 of the fat track here. And I mean, I've made some other small tweaks to the track, but that's really the biggest one you need to know is the new turn 2. So I'm gonna go ahead, stop yapping, and let's just go ahead and see these cars. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the racing. We've got all the cars unboxed, and we're going to start with one of my favorite cars from the case. We got the Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato. See what this Huracan can do. It looks fast around turn 2, up on the fat track around turn 3 is going to end off right in the middle of turn 3 around 43.5 feet. 222 scale speed from the Lamborghini is going to be a hard one to beat off the bat. Next up is the Porsche 911 Rally. The Rally does not look as fast as the Lamborghini around the arc there. Is going to end off on the second sector on the fat track at around 41 feet. But hey, 200 scale speed is pretty good. Next up, we got the regular treasure hunt from the case. We got the DMC DeLorean. This DeLorean looks pretty quick around turn 2. He's not going to hold his speed very well on the straights as he slows down around the 39-foot mark. 195 scale speed, not as fast as the Porsche, but still made it onto the fat track for the DeLorean. Next up, we have a tuned Mazda RX-3. These tuned cars could be pretty quick, but I stand corrected. The RX-3 is not even going to make it around the Dude Wipes arc. I thought all of these tuned cars were fast, but I guess not. The RX-3 just does not have the speed. Next up, we got that beautiful BMW M3 wagon. Oh, this thing's quick. Oh, this thing has some good speed on it around turn 3. Take a look at that run. Oh my lord. He's still going. He's still going. 54 feet for this BMW wagon. Unbelievable. Something I forgot to mention at the start when I was talking about the track changes is that this arc is now faster. And look how fast it is, 242 scale speed. We've never seen cars in the 240s before on this track. This BMW has just brought a whole nother wave of speed to the competition. By far the fastest car we've seen in any case ever at 54 feet. Unbelievable. That is going to be a hard marker to beat. I mean, I want to get to our next car on the track, but is this not just history made? I mean, this is an insane run from this BMW. The first time ever attempting this track, pulls a distance faster than what we've seen from our championship contenders in the distance championship. Well, it's safe to say that this BMW will probably have his shot to race in the distance championship, but I mean, like, it's not even going to be close. This thing is just too fast. All right, enough BMW. Let's go ahead and see what this Nissan can do. This Nissan looks like it has some decent speed on the downhill. Going to carry his speed well. Around turn 3 is going to end off just in front of the 43-foot mark. With 222 scale speed, the Nissan is going to finish off just behind the Lamborghini, currently in 3rd place. Next up, we got an 87 Audi Quattro. The Audi Quattro looks fast on the track, but is not carrying its speed well on the straights. He's going to finish just in front of that DMC DeLorean. 205 scale speed from the Audi. Not bad at all. Not bad. Next up, we got the Porsche 904 Carrera GTS. This thing is a skinny casting. Let's see how fast it is. It looks like it's carrying its speed pretty well on these straights. A decently fast casting is going to make it all the way to the beginning of turn 3, around 42 feet. 213 scale speed for the Porsche. Not bad at all. Much better than the Ford GT for sure. Speaking of Ford GTs, here's the Ford GT LM or Ford GT Race, whatever you want to call it. The Ford GT Race is really low to the ground, so it doesn't surprise me that it slows down a lot around the arc and is going to finish off around turn 2. I mean, it's just a beautiful looking car, but with a scale speed of 147, yeah, this thing wasn't winning any tournaments anytime soon. Next up, we got the 63 Studebaker. See what this Studebaker can do. This Studebaker actually looks like it has a decent amount of speed around the arc. It's going to finish off around turn 3 and he's going to wreck right at the 43-foot mark. Honestly, kind of impressed out of the speed from this Studebaker. I was not expecting that. Now we're going to start getting into the fantasy cars with the Solero GT up next. The Solero low to the ground, you can hear it just hitting the track and it's going to bounce off the track off of turn 2. Turn 2 still has its issues to work out. Okay, let's run it again. Let's run it back. Oh, the Solero is just too wide. It's not going to make it around the turn. And it's not the track. The Solero is actually so low to the ground that it's hitting this lip here that's just on the track connector piece to the turn. Definitely something I have to fix for the future, but for now, the Solero GT is just gonna hang out here, I think. And for those of you wondering, no, the Ford GT would not have made it either. I'll definitely be fixing that for the future, but don't worry. Next up, we've got Hoverstorm. So I think take 2. Hoverstorm actually pretty average speed, I would say, finishing at 40 feet just around the Audi. I think this thing just looks super cool out of its package. Big fan of the hovercraft. I think some of these track design fantasy cars are the only chance we have to take down that BMW. Let's try the Donut Drifter. Donut Drifter, not a lot of speed coming out of this casting. Is going to wreck around turn 3. We're going to finish him off just behind the 43-foot mark. That puts him right next to the Studebaker with a 213 scale speed. Next up, we have Hot Wheels 4-track. This thing should be quick. Quick around the arc. Quick around turn 2. Is it carrying its speed well? Around turn 3, he's going to get loose. He's going to end off around 44 feet. Pretty good performance. That's the second fastest car we've seen. Around 44 feet in front of the Lamborghini, 232 scale speed. With 5 cars left, up next we got Heavy Hitcher. Let's make sure he launches okay. Heavy Hitcher, it sounds like is carrying a lot of speed on those straights. He's going to pass a ton of cars on the back stretch, finishing off right next to that Porsche. 182 scale speed, so one of the slowest scale speeds we've seen from these cars, finishing on sector 2, but is still going to outperform some cars that ran a 200 miles an hour scale speed. That's pretty impressive. Next up, got a Chevy C10. See what this C10 can do. He gets around the arc there. It's going to get around turn 2 as well. Not bad for the Chevy C10. 154 scale speed for the Chevy C10. Hey, that ain't bad for a pickup truck. That was a horrible accent. I apologize. Next up, let's try Small Block. This thing looks like it actually has a ton of speed. It's not carrying its speed well enough on turn 3, though. He's going to end off right at the beginning of the turn. He had me going there for a second, but it's not going to be fast enough. 213 scale speed. We've got 2 more cars left to try and beat that BMW. Next up, we got a Chevy Chevelle. This thing just looks so cool racing down the Hot Wheels track. takes that turn like a champ and is going to end off on that straightaway just in front of the tow truck. 205 scale speed is pretty good for the Chevelle. That is definitely a commendable performance. We've got one more car left, and that is the Ace of Hearts Plymouth Barracuda. Let's see what happens. Oh, this thing actually has some good speed in it. What can it do on the straightaway? It's going to slow down on the straightaway, drift to a stop behind that Porsche. A 213 scale speed is pretty good, but it's not going to be enough for this Barracuda to do anything. But let's be honest, it wasn't enough for any of these cars. Just like that, the N-Case race is over, and it was it was just a dominant performance, because we got second place here, Hot Wheels 4Track, and third place, the Lamborghini Huracan Storado. Very cool to see that thing actually performing on the track. These things were the second and third fastest cars, but it doesn't matter because they are so far behind this BMW M3 wagon that it's not even funny. The BMW wagon finishing around 54 feet is going to be your case race champion, and it's going to be an all-time record for the case races broken by this BMW wagon. I mean, like, this thing just went. It is so fast. I am so excited to see this thing compete in the Hot Wheels Distance Championship, and it's only a matter of time before this thing, I think, takes the lead. And who knows, maybe it's a championship contending car that we just unboxed today. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching this case race. I hope you enjoyed. Just want to let you guys know once again that if you guys want to buy any of these cars that you saw in this tournament, make sure you click the link in my bio and check out my Whatnot page, where I have a ton of these cars for sale for cheap for you guys. So that is all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.